over there.
Let's just use one. I can't believe Sylvia's up for nomination, you know. Oh ho ho!
What?
That's it, you get right in there.
I don't have any, that's the problem.
Oh no, yeah? And you're ripping me?
I still had to inspect me paws, but like, I never get any.
So surprised when he said that before.
I know, but like, can you actually think of a lot of people that would do that?
Obviously, people are better actors and more better game players than we
Do you think?
before.
I know like of one definite one, but that was through something that had happened during the week. But like, other than that, I don't know, can you?
I'm not sure.
There's a rule book in there, we could read the rules.
What?
I don't think you can say who you think nominates
Yeah,
somebody.
because I wouldn't. I mean, obviously, I would have thought that there was a few, well, a couple, but I wouldn't have thought she'd got the majority at all.
Yeah, how many do you have to be up for? Do you know?
If you work it out, like, there's 15 of us. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't include Stuart. It's 14.
Yeah, so there's 14. So you'd need. Is it 6 or 7? Is it?
Yeah, but would it definitely be straight 7?
That's what I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if there's any other combinations that it could be.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have thought that at all.
No. I'm trying to think of people who could possibly be.
I was proper shocked.
Yeah, but just, at least if anything, it just shows that, you know, like, nobody, it doesn't matter how they come across, nobody's safe, nobody's in a position where it's just never going to happen.
No, yeah.
Like, it's just such an open book. It literally could be anybody. Like, next week it could be, again, completely random.
Yeah.
And you'd be thinking, what? I don't think so.
Yeah. And the irony is that people who are claiming to be, who are being obviously dead nice and stuff and speaking to everybody, like, talking about being genuine stuff, are the fake ones. Do you know what I mean? Like when those names called out, they go over to him and say, I do well or good luck or whatever. Just rather him go than Sylvia.
Yeah.
Straight
I
on.
probably aren't, like, sort of random and smiled at him. But, like, I didn't say anything. And I haven't said anything since.
Yeah.
But only because, like, everyone was hugging Sylvia and stuff, and I think that would just, if you don't, it's kind of rude, do you know what I mean? Because if you were in that position, you would be feeling it, do you know what I mean? It's nice to know that, like or dislike you, people still care enough to acknowledge it, the fact that obviously you are up for eviction.
Yeah, I know, but it's a bit hypocritical if you vote for someone and then go tap on the shoulder and say, oh, well, good luck, mate. Do you know what I think?
This is Big Brother, with Dale ensure he wears his microphone at all times.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is hypocritical.
Because I'm sure there were some people that did that to Sylvia today. And that just makes me worry. I just think, well, fucking hell, well... You think you can gauge something? Boy...
I knew it was going to be Mohammed though.
Yeah.
I just knew. Straight away, I just... From the beginning of the week, I just knew. But I just didn't expect her name to be with it.
Yeah. I was expecting one of another two.
Thing is, though, if she is disliked by people in here, there's no way, not for 1 second, am I going to stop having a relationship with her on the level that I've had just because other people don't like her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really don't care. At the end of the day, if I've got a relationship with her, that's between me and her.
Yeah.
But just because others don't like her, I'm not going to think, oh, well, I better stay clear.
Yeah.
Can't stand people who do stuff like that. It's just so false. Do you know, I really don't know who'll go. I just think it could go completely either way.
Yeah.
Like when it was, you know, the other people that were up with Steph and that, I was just convinced Mario would go. I really did convince myself. And then when her name was mentioned, I think that all the other things, the crying, it was just like a combination of just utter shock on every level possible. You just think, where's the justice for some people? I mean, now I don't have an issue with Mario at all.
I know, neither do I. Like, I was
not even
before,
one.
like...
I like him. I get on with him. I mean, he was chatting to us before, actually, about... This morning I was sitting in the garden and he came over and he just said, I just wanted to let you know that, like, last night when you come in the bedroom and me, Mikey and Lisa were, like, sitting talking, he said, just wanted to know, like, no, I wasn't calling you, or nobody was calling you or anything regarding, like, what Mikey had said.
Yeah.
He says, if anything, I was just, like, saying to him, you know, he wanted a second opinion from me and Lisa, and I just said it was completely below the belt, it was out of order, he shouldn't have said what he said to you.
Yeah.
And, you know, he says, I wouldn't find that acceptable. He says, I wouldn't let anyone speak about my kids like that. He says, and I certainly wouldn't let a man talk to in front of, like, say that to my missus. So he says, it's just not acceptable, really. He says, and I told him that, and I said, you know, Mikey, what you find acceptable to say in society in your life is just not every person finds that okay.
Yeah, and you've got to consider other people.
Yeah, he just said you've just been disrespectful to certain women in here. He says, and I mean, I know there's some women in here who are more manly than the men. He says, but, you know, like, even them don't find it acceptable.
Yeah.
He says, so hopefully it'll be forgotten about. Which is fair enough, because I just, you know, there's only a certain amount of thing that you can put up with one person, you know, if, like, they annoy you on every level possible, and then they go and just make it worse. You just think, oh, you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. But I'm glad, in a way, I'm glad I didn't rise to it at all. I didn't even speak to him about it. I just thought, no. Stuart just said it would come better coming from a bloke, you know, man to man, about speaking about women and stuff like that. And even Stuart said before, and he said, listen, like, I'll actually, even if you didn't want me to, I want to say something. He says, because if, like, you know, if that was my girlfriend or my kid, he says, I just would go mad. He says, so someone needs to stand up and say something to him, because he just can't get away with it. I mean, even if Bex can find it insulting, then, you know... And she doesn't even care. She's quite openly said she's just not bothered about stuff like that. But see, look, even lying down, I'm starting to get like a little belly duck. You can see it.
What do you mean?
You can see it forming.
Well, should it be perfectly? Yeah, but that's what, like...
Oh, don't even start me off.
What?
How on earth you could even pull your top up around mine?
No, everybody's got, like, skin.
How on earth can you say that? Your body feels like a Tupperware dish.
What?
It's proper solid, like, it's rock hard.
Dish.
You've not got one piece of wobble there.
Yeah, Yours doesn't wobble.
Well, it's fleshy though, isn't it?
It's
Look.
fleshy.
Yes, it does. Don't know.
Should be able to pinch an inch.
What's an inch?
Obviously an inch.
Yeah, but I've had a kid, you know.
Yeah, well there you go.
I'm always gonna have a bit of belly though.
Yeah, so there you go. So there's no problem.
You never lose it though.
You're not fat. You're like proper tiny. You're not even anywhere near. You're the furthest word away from the word fat. See your collarbone?
Hmm.